Nobody in the town remembered when Elias disappeared into the hills. Some said he left after the hurricane. Others said life simply pushed him there little by little until one day he stopped coming back down. Deep in the green mountains of rural Jamaica, beyond the broken roads and rusted zinc fences, Elias lived alone in a tiny shack made from old wood, palm leaves, and pieces of metal stolen from abandoned buildings. When it rained, water poured through the roof directly onto the dirt floor. At night, the jungle screamed around him. Tree frogs, wind through bamboo, dogs barking somewhere far away in the darkness. Elias was 57 years old, but he looked 80. His cheeks were hollow. His ribs showed through his torn shirt. His feet were cracked from walking barefoot through mud and sharp stones for years. One eye was cloudy from an untreated infection. His hands looked like dried tree roots. Every morning before sunrise, he walked into the bush carrying an old machete with a broken handle. Not because he was hard-working, because if he did not find food, he did not eat. Sometimes he cut bananas from wild trees, sometimes breadfruit, sometimes nothing. The nearest shop was miles away downhill, and Elias almost never had money anyway. His shack had no electricity, no running water, no bathroom, no bed. Only a dirty mattress, a bucket for rainwater, a charcoal pot, and an old radio that stopped working years ago. The jungle slowly swallowed everything around him. Vines crawled across the walls. Mold covered the corners of the shack. Termites ate the wood while he slept. Sometimes tourists passed through the mountains in rented jeeps. They took photos of the beautiful countryside. None of them noticed Elias watching silently from the trees. To them, the jungle was peaceful. To Elias, it was a place where people disappeared slowly. One afternoon during the rainy season, Elias walked 3 hours to a nearby village hoping to find work carrying cement for construction workers. The foreman looked at him once and laughed. "You too weak, old man." Elias walked home in silence beneath heavy rain. By the time he reached the hills, the river had flooded. He sat beside the water until dark because he no longer had the strength to cross. That night, he returned to the shack soaked and shivering. The roof leaked harder than usual. Drip, drip, drip. He stared into darkness, listening to the jungle breathing around him. And for the first time in years, Elias realized something terrifying. If he died there, nobody would know. Not for weeks, maybe months. The next morning, smoke no longer rose from his shack. The jungle remained exactly the same. Birds still sang, rain still fell, the wind still moved through the trees, and somewhere beyond the mountains, music played from beach resorts filled with tourists who would never know a man named Elias had existed at all.